Hey everyone, my name is Angela Rogers. I'm our Kids Town Director at our Grace Chapel campus in Wilmington. Some of you know I am a runner. I love to run. These days it's shorter distances, but in the relatively recent past I have run distance races, and it all got started when some friends of mine peer pressured me into running a half marathon. They said, "We're gonna do this." And I said, "I wanna do it too." So I ran a half marathon, and a couple of years later, the very same friends said, "Hey, we're gonna run a full marathon." And I was like, "Well, I wanna do it too." So I trained, and we all took a trip out to Chicago, and I ran my very first marathon. And over the next few years, I ran a few more, and I was thinking about that and thinking, you know, the first few miles of a marathon are exciting and they're fun, and you've got the crowd and you've got the other runners that are there with you. You know where the aid stations are going to be. You've got your goo, your kind of sustenance that you have to take. You have that to look forward to. And then you get to mile 10, mile 13, and you're like, okay, I'm about halfway through. I'm a little more tired than I was at the beginning. It's a little less fun, but you know, I'm hanging in, I'm still going, I'm still doing it. And then you get to about mile 18, mile 20, mile 22. And in a marathon, those are the worst miles. You're exhausted. There's no end in sight. The aid stations are coming a little fewer and farther between, they feel like. The goo that you had just taken a couple miles back is already depleted, and the runners around you are not really talking anymore. And I was thinking the other day that how I feel about this quarantine time is how I have felt in a marathon. We're at week 9, and we've been doing it for quite a while. And at the beginning, it was interesting. It was new. It was a little exciting and innovative and unprecedented. And now we're at week 9. And it's kind of feeling like mile 18, mile 20 in a marathon. I don't know about you, but that's what I've been feeling, this tiredness, this over itness of this quarantine. But on my wall, I have this artwork that a friend of mine made for me, knowing that I'm a runner, knowing that I like to run distances. For a birthday, he made me this word art that I wanted to share with you today. And it's from Hebrews 12, verse 1. "Let us run with endurance the race God has set before us." Now, when you're running a marathon, you obviously choose to run that marathon. But I don't think any one of us chose coronavirus. We didn't choose quarantine. We didn't choose to stay and work and school and live solely at home. What I cling to and what I know to be true is that God knows all of it. God knows the beginning of this. He knows the middle of this. He knows the right now-ness of it, and he knows the end. And if I keep running with him, he will give me the endurance to finish this race that he has set out for me. And I know that to be true for you as well, whatever your circumstances are, that God is with you. God has been there with you from the very beginning, and God will be there with you to the very end. If we just cling to him, he will help us run this race with endurance. My friends, that is my prayer for you today. In week 9 of staying at home, I pray that you cling to God, who gives you power, who gives you the endurance, who gives you the ability to sustain this time period. May you be blessed by him today. May you feel his power today. May you endure this race with him today. Be well, friends.